Hi friends, thanks for joining me today. Today I thought would be a good opportunity to give you a life update, like what's really been going on with us, more on a personal note over the last several months, not just homeschool related, and some goals that I have set for this month. So grab a cup of coffee or a cup of water, maybe a basket of clothes to fold, and let's chat. What's funny is that I actually grabbed a basket of clothes to fold while talking to you, but I am terrible at multitasking. So for me to fold and talk about stuff to the camera, I mean, if I was hanging out with somebody, it's different, but I just can't think and do something else at the same time. Anyway, so my laundry is sitting here just staring at me, waiting for me to fold it as soon as I'm done with this. But anyways, so I think the last time that I gave y'all a life update was like back in the spring, where I shared with you that I was closing the business that I had started last year. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. It would be good for you to like kind of catch up on that for more of this to make sense. But anyways, I don't want to repeat it all in case you have already seen it. So since then, since deciding to close my business, things have been so much better, so much better. I'm not really sure why I even tried to bite that off at the time. Like it was too much. So I have been a lot happier, a lot more content since then, and have been able to do so much better in all my other pre-existing roles, you know, mom, wife, homeschool mom, all those things. And so it's just been so much better. And it's funny, like going through that experience, it gave me an appreciation for even some of the mundane things like laundry. You can't see my basket, but it's sitting over here, which is just crazy because I used to hate doing laundry. But once I decided to close the business and I had more time available, I was like, all right, I'm going to just improve myself, improve things. I want to do better at all these areas where I've just been dropping the ball over the last year. Let's do a better job. And so I found a better laundry system that worked well for me, and it like revolutionized how I get that chore done. And now I don't hate it, and it's just great. And there've been a lot of things like that. So I am thankful for that experience. It's given me a new appreciation for doing a good job at what sometimes feels like mundane tasks, but somebody's got to do it right and might as well do it well. So that has been good. I was spending a lot of time like looking up YouTube videos and listening to podcasts on how to do that business. It was a subscription box. So like how to do a subscription box business, and was learning so much about that and pouring a lot of my time into that. So since giving that up. I still really love watching educational YouTube videos and podcasts, but they've been about other things now. Now I can listen to spiritual ones that are like sermons basically. And I really love Jordan Peterson's stuff, psychology type of stuff, being productive. I love so many other homeschool channels here on YouTube. Like they've given me so much inspiration, so many great ideas on how to do better in my homeschool. And so I've really, really enjoyed having more time to listen and watch those kinds of things. So if I'm like folding clothes or running around the house doing other chores, I'll put one AirPod in and listen to a podcast or a YouTube video. And it just makes me feel like I'm using my time wisely and productively. And I've learned so much and gleaned so much from these things that have been really great. The summer was so great. We used to do homeschooling year round, like a couple years ago. And then I realized how much I really thrive off of having that long summer break. Sometimes in order to really get into a project and like do it really well and get it finished, you need more time. You need more than just a week sometimes, like to really get in there. So having a whole summer to tackle different projects and just even wrap my head around what really needed to get done around our house and in our homeschool was really, really great. So I've got several videos up from the summer where we reorganized our garage and our bathroom closet, which is our medicine cabinet area. And we redid the homeschool room, like reorganized a lot of it, got rid of a lot of stuff, and actually decorated. Now, this is not like decorated to the nines by any means, but we finally put some things on the walls and it looks so great and I love it. And I'll leave links to those videos below, so if you want to check that stuff out afterwards, you can. But it was just a really good summer. We had so much fun, did a lot of fun things, and just really soaked it up. Did some good relaxing by the pool as well. It was good. And yeah, having that time over the summer to really think about how our homeschool had gone over the last year and then make changes for this year was so great. And it's funny that like actually me making YouTube videos actually helps me to be a better homeschooler. So like it keeps me accountable and it makes me want to do better in our homeschool so that I can try things out and then be able to share with you what works really well. Like, here are some great things that are working well for us, and hopefully that's going to help you do even better in your homeschool and improve your family. So it is kind of funny that like making these videos helps me get even more motivated to do even better in our homeschool. So I really appreciate y'all coming here, watching these videos, chatting with me in the comments, like sharing your ideas and thoughts and feedback and encouragement. Like, all of that is so encouraging. I love the community that we have here and it's really fun. Let's talk about travel for a minute. We did some traveling this year. It was pretty fun. We love to travel. It's something that we definitely make sure that we put in our budget, that we are like trying to hit those goals so that we can go on these trips. And so this past May, my husband and I went on a 15-year anniversary trip to Mexico. It was epic. It was epic. We went to Playa del Carmen, stayed at a resort there, and it was like next level. I was honestly, first day there, like just walking into the room and out onto the balcony and seeing the place, I got to tears, like just being so thankful. You know, we have all these children and just like to be able to take the time away with just the two of us, to be in this beautiful place in the middle of God's creation, like just all of it. It hit me so wonderfully. I was just awestruck by it all and just so grateful and thankful. And it's something that growing up, I just didn't envision for my life, really, like that this would be where we are now. And I'm extremely grateful to God, extremely grateful to my husband for all of his hard work. Like it was really, really awesome. That trip was so life-giving. It was exactly what we needed for our marriage. Like it just breathed new life into our marriage. It was so fun for us, you know, just having some time away. I mean, being a parent is a lot, right? And so having that time where you don't have any kids interrupting your conversation, where you can just be spontaneous kids yourselves and just be fun, free, just having a great time, not having all the normal to-dos of normal day life. Like it was just so much fun. So if you haven't been on a trip with your husband in a while, even if you can only steal away for a night, put it at the top of your list. You know, do what you got to do to save up for it and, you know, get that, you know, get a family member on board to take care of your kids. I'm extremely grateful for my brother-in-law and my niece and nephew, who are teenagers that my kids adore. They came here to our house. Our kids could still be in their space, and they watched our kids while we were gone, and it was so great. And my kids had a blast with them. I mean, they loved them. And so we felt really good and comfortable leaving for several days and knowing that they were in good hands. So that was highlight of the year, like counting down to when we could do that again. So excited. Okay, so that was one trip. And then my baby sister, I have 3 sisters. So my youngest sister, she had her second child back in June. So we went back home to visit them. We live in Savannah, Georgia, and we're from Virginia. So we went back home to visit them, and that was so great to meet my new niece and have some newborn snuggles. And then in July, we took our family vacation. We went to the west coast of Florida, Indian Shores, Florida. If you've never been to the Gulf Coast of Florida, the sunsets over there, over like the white sand beaches, oh my goodness, they are breathtaking. They're gorgeous. I actually made a whole travel vlog about that trip, so I'll leave a link to that below. Let me know if you like to see travel vlogs, because I will try to do that more often if that's something that y'all are interested in seeing. I really enjoy making them just for us to like have as a family memory for us to watch together later. But let me know if that's something that you like to watch as well. And again, that's something that is really important to us to put into our budget every year, because it's just a special time, right? Where you can just check out of work for a couple of days or a week and really have some intentional quality time with the family. And that was really, really great for us to not have chores or the normal to-do list that we all have, right? I really, really treasure those times. And even though the days are long, and honestly, like the years are long right now too. I don't know. People always say like the years are short, but I guess I'll get there eventually. But I do see that like we only have so many summers with our kids, right? Like that, when you look at that number, it's like, oh wow, that is kind of a small amount. So I really, really love our family vacation time. I want to make those memories with our kids, those special memories. So that is something that's like high on our priority list. So speaking of family vacations, one of our goals that we've had for years now, like I've been dying to go on this particular trip as a family, is to go see the Grand Canyon, to go out west and do a big road trip out there. So we are finally set on making that happen next year, next September. And I am so excited about it. It has been on my mind for a long time, and I am super excited about it. The way we're going to do it, we're not going to drive all the way out there. We're going to fly there and then rent an RV and drive around for a week and then fly back home. And last year we actually did a little RV trip in Florida, and the kids loved it. They loved the RV. So I think they're just as excited to see the Grand Canyon as they are to get another RV trip vacation. So they're super excited. So we have started planning that and looking up different sites that we want to go see. Really the hardest part is like narrowing down what we can actually accomplish in a week's time. So there's just so much of God's creation out there that is stunning that I'm dying to see. Oh, I cannot wait. So one of my goals for this month is to narrow down what we're going to actually do each day and book our campsites for each night. You know, got to figure out what town we're going to be in each night in order to book those campgrounds. It's kind of a big logistical project, honestly, but I do really enjoy planning trips, so this has been really fun for me. Okay, let's talk about business. If you don't already know, my husband and I run a wedding photography business here in Savannah. Now, this is mostly his thing. He's the photographer, but I help with all the business administration type of things in the background and some of the marketing. And I really enjoy that. But something that we've been talking about a lot over the last several months is how awesome it would be for us to do a wedding day together. Because what happens is I communicate with the clients all the way through this booking process, which sometimes is like a year or more, and we're emailing and chatting that way, but I don't get to meet them because I don't take photos. So I'm not at the wedding day or the engagement shoot. And it's such a bummer. Like I would love to meet them. And a wedding day is so long. Like he shoots a full day when he does weddings. And so he's gone for most of the day. And I would love to go and join him on some of those. That would be super fun for us to do that together. We already have to hire a second shooter to go and shoot weddings with my husband. But what would be really awesome is if we could do that together and I could be his second shooter, because as much as he could train up someone else to be his second shooter, it's just not going to compare to the communication that you have between a husband and a wife. You know, we could give each other a look and know what the other person needs or means, and we would just have so much better synergy and be able to work together really well. And we know several other couples who do this, and they love it, and I really want to be able to do that with him. Now, I don't have a creative eye, and honestly, like the nitty-gritty technical details of how to take a good photo, like, woo, has been a bit much for me to try to learn. So like my big overarching goal is to be able to be his second shooter. But when making a monthly goal, it needs to be something that can be accomplished in a month's time. So this month's goal is for me to assist him at a wedding and practice with the camera more. So we already have a second shooter lined up for next weekend's wedding, but I will be able to go and be an assistant and kind of learn on the job without the pressure of him actually needing to use those photos, right? Because let's be honest, they're not going to be good. But it gives me an opportunity to learn how he does things on a wedding day and for him to kind of show me some things. And then we also wanted to be able to get some behind the scenes footage of him doing his job to be able to use for marketing purposes. So me being there as just like a backup person and assistant gives me an opportunity to take that footage for him. So we're both really excited about that. And then next, my personal goal for this month, I have really been slacking on working out since school started back up. You know, during the summer, you have all this free time, and I got used to that schedule, and working out was easier to fit in. And now that we're doing school, I've just had a harder time figuring out when to do it. But I do want to get more consistent with that. I mean, you just feel so much better when you're working out. I know that it is a good, healthy thing to do for the longevity of my life. That's a big goal of mine. So my goal for this month is to go for a 20 to 30 minute walk 4 days a week and do like 20 to 25 minutes of weight training 3 days a week. So that is this month's goal. You got to keep me accountable to it. I really want to get back on track with that. And I've been hearing so many great things about walking, specifically for women, and how it helps to balance our hormones, which we all need. And I actually really was seeing the benefits of that this summer when I started walking several days a week. And now that I've like slacked off of that, I've seen the opposite effects. And so really do want to get back into that more consistently. And then my spiritual goal for this month is to do a Bible study with this new friend that I have. So a friend of a friend has moved down to South Carolina. So she's about 45 minutes from me, but she moved with her husband who's in the military and her little kids, and they don't know anyone here yet. So her friend reached out to me knowing that I'm not too far from her, hoping that we could connect and get to know each other. And so since she is still kind of far from me, it's not super easy for us to get together in person very often, but I wanted to do a Bible study with her through the Bible app. If you haven't done this before, it's actually really cool. The Bible app has like study plans that you can search through and find one, and you can invite a friend to do it with you. And that way, at the end of each day, it has a comment section that's private, and you can leave comments for each other, and you can discuss what you learned that day and read that day. And so it's just really encouraging. It's a great way to keep in touch with that person every day and be encouraging them. So I really want to do that with her this month and hopefully bring her some encouragement, and I know it will bring me encouragement, and it definitely keeps me accountable to being in the Word every day, that I know that someone is waiting for me to discuss that Bible study with them. So I think that that will be really great. So I think that's all the updates that I have for you right now. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. If you have stuck around to the very end, I think you get an award. I've definitely got real chatty in this one. I feel like this went on longer than I intended to, but thanks a lot for hanging out. If you have some goals for this month that you want to share in the comments below, I'd love to read them. We can help keep each other accountable. I really hope that today's video was encouraging to you, and I hope that I will see you in the next one. Y'all have a great day and happy schooling.